easy team. As you can see, it's a very rare afternoon. I've had to do a couple of jobs down here, so I thought, well, while I'm at it, I might as well slide the rods out for an hour. So they're fishing. This one is cracking on from blog 11, 12, I ain't too sure. If you're not familiar with those, just bomb back to fucking about 7 and then watch 7 to 10 and then you know where you are. So this one's about spod and markering, because I never really delved into that. So if you're new to the game and you're thinking, you know, you got to imagine the scenario, and you know, you've been out for a few months, you've been catching a few fish in the summer months on your little baggies and your favourite hive, isn't you? And you're thinking, fucking, I want more fish. I want fucking big hits like fucking Big Danny. How am I going to do this? Well, you're going to have to get yourself a spod and marker. You know, put a bed of bait out there, and then you can sometimes, I mean, I have done very rarely, back in the olden days when I was good at it, you'd get fucking double hits and treble hits, fucking great fun. Obviously, venue fucking dependent, isn't it, on that? So yeah, you're going to need to get yourself a spod marker. So imagine a scenario again. You've just joined a new lake. It's your first time there. You decide to just walk past everyone. You don't want to fucking talk to them. You want to do it alone. So you've been slipping around the lake. You found a nice little quiet bay. The sun's out. You spotted a few fish milling around on top. And you're thinking to yourself, nah, I don't want to fucking just fly through a couple of quiet singles at them. You know, perhaps you've been binging on a few master classes or whatever the week before. So what you want to do, you want to know how fucking deep this pond is, don't you? Oh yeah. You want to know how deep it is, what the bottom's like, and whether there's any features you can fish to. So you're going to need a couple of tools, aren't you, to help you do that. Now, I've got mine at the ready this time, eh? I'm fucking good at this one now, getting right into the swing of this blogging business. So yeah, so first of all, you're going to need to get yourself a dedicated fucking marker rod. Now, this one, as you can see, I've flown this one out. I'll just take this bit of turd off. Hang on, whoops. So yeah, so this is a dedicated marker rod. It's quite an old one, this one, to be fair. As you can see, oh, let me just get that eye out of the shot. That's not a 50. Quite a shame, otherwise, so just ignore that. So yeah, this is a dedicated marker rod. This one's a 3-pound test curve. I mean, nowadays they recommend a little bit stiffer, but you want a stiff rod. You don't know fucking floppy rod for this business. Stiffer the rod, better the feel. There's the reel. You need a dedicated fucking marker reel as well. This one needs to be a fucking big bastard, just like the rest of them. You don't know fucking small thing on there. You know, someone walks past and sees a little, especially one of the other syndicate members, they fucking walk past and see a little fucking reel on your marker rod. Fucking hell, that ain't gonna cut it. So yeah, big ass fucking. This one's actually got spod written on it. Look, it's a spod reel. This one's loaded with braid. You don't know mono on there on a marker. You want braid. Obviously, there's no stretch. You don't want to be fucking twanging that fucking mono around trying to fucking feel the bottom. So yeah, loaded with braid. I've got a shock leader on mine. Some people use shock leaders, some people don't. Some people are hardcore. They just go braid fucking through. But I ain't one for wearing a glove or whatever, you know. I ain't fucking swinging around a fucking one wood, am I? I'm going fishing. So yeah, nice 40-pound shock leader on there, just to save the old mincers. And then on the business end, you got your float and your lead, and that's obviously sliding. And what you do is you fucking gun it out there, don't you? Froth the fucking place up, scare all them fucking fish away. But then after about an hour or so of frothing the place up, you'll have some sort of idea of the features that are in your lake. More often than not, it's fucking dead flat and you've just ruined your chances for nothing. But I'll just demonstrate, okay? Obviously I'm not going to gun this into the middle, I'll just do it in the edge. So you've got to imagine you just gun that out, okay? You just gun that out into the middle of the lake. Just going to have a little feel. There's a little bit of resistance there. Oh, yeah, it might be a bit of weedy. And then all of a sudden it'll go pop, 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 start juddering. That's it. You've hit the fucking jackpot then. A judder's normally fucking gravel. Everyone rants and raves about the gravel, don't they? Because there's loads of goodness in the clean gravel, so you want to be fishing on that gravel. Then once you've found the gravel, just loosen the old lodger. About a foot or whatever on that boom anyway. And then you're just going to count the float up. So there's 2, 3, 4. So, you know, that's saying that's 4 foot. It's 4 foot deep there. You fucking flap it about. When you're fucking happy with, you know, a spot you want to fish to, what I tend to do is wind down, clip it up, count it round your sticks, if that's your thing, count it round the distant sticks, remember it, flap it back out there on the same spot, and then pop it to the surface for your visual aid, innit? Just bring this in for a pike fucking nails it. It's actually a little bit weedy down there, I was fibbing. So anyway, where was I? So yeah, you found your spot, you flapped it back out there, you've got your fucking wraps, it's back out there sitting there nice and pretty, flapping about in the wind. There's different heads on the markers you can get as well, just in case you can't see a fucking bright orange one. You can put a bright yellow one on, or a black if it's a dull day, or a bright day, I ain't too sure, can't remember. Been a long time since I used them. They're sort of like redundant pieces of armoury now, because I haven't really got enough time to sort of froth the place up, scare the fish off and sort of wait for them to come back in. But you know, they're there if I need them. So anyway, you've got your marker float, you sat out there on top of your fucking hump or your fucking island that you've found in the middle of the lake. You've counted your wraps. Obviously you're going to need to put some bait out there to conjure the fish back in that you've scared off. So there's a couple of ways you can do that. The first way is obviously this one, the humble catapult. You know, sort of like medium range, innit? Quite accurate. This one's actually a particle pouch that I put on a boilie front end, so I can really fucking load them up. So there's that. If you're not into fucking taking the skin off your fingers, you can use a throwing stick. You get a bit more of a spread with a throwing stick, don't you? Unless you're used to it, of course, and then you can land them fucking on the fucking bullseye every time. And then obviously the next up your game sort of piece of armoury you're going to use is obviously a spod or a spom rod, whatever you want to call it. Mine's down here, I shall just grab it. So this is my spom rod, hang on a minute, or spod rod. Again, this one matches that one, which matches those. And then you just sort of like leave them about, fucking sort of like casually showing the brand off, don't you, just in case someone walks past. So yeah, this is a spod rod, as you can see, this is a fucking beast, this is, look at it. Fucking rock broom handle. It needs to be a fucking stiff rod, because these spods or spoms are going to weigh up to sort of 7-8 ounces, probably more depending on how big it is. It needs to be a stiff rod with a stiff butt, this fucker. Otherwise, you know, the rod's going to be fucking flexing all over the place. It's not going to go where you want it. So there you go, really. The business end again, this one needs to be a dedicated spod reel. As you can see, this one's a spod and all. And this thing needs to be proper fucking mank and all. Look. I mean, as you can see, mine's fucking proper mank. I think there's a bit of particle on there from 2003. But yeah, mankier the fucking better. This one's loaded with a nice high-vis braid, this one. That one floats because you don't want your braid sinking, do you, on your spod rod. A nice high-vis one, that keeps all the seagulls away, that does apparently. Never worked with me. And again, shock leader on that one. Job's a fucking good one. Obviously wrap it round your sticks that you've already counted. I ain't going to delve into fucking how much you're going to add and fucking whatever for depths and all the rest of it. You'll have to figure it out yourself. And on the business end, you've got your spod or your spom. It takes a bit of practice. What I would suggest you do, if you're a bit new to it, is just to start off close, you know. Don't start gunning it at fucking 70, 80 yards when you just, you know, when you're just starting out, because they're just going to be fucking flying all over the place. So start off short. Obviously, if you're going to be spodding, there's going to be a lot of little bits out there. You want them tight. You don't want to be fucking splattering particle over a big area, because they're going to be moving slower than if you put the boys out, wouldn't they? So tighter the better when you're spod and markering. And try and land them fucking rigs on the money. Ideally 47 wraps on a bin lid, but you need to be some sort of professional to do that. But anyway, so there's a quick insight to spod and markering. I hope you've learned something if you're new to the game. I'm going to crack it off there. The rods are only out for an hour, so I'm going to have to stop shouting my mouth off. As I say, I had a few jobs to do. I got them wrapped up, the rods are in there. We'll just slime out for an hour and see what happens. I'm actually fucking freezing. I think it's fucking 3 degrees, feels like -3. Anyway, so there's me. Hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and no doubt you'll see me sometime.